Hi, in this video, I'm going to discuss about the finding similarities using the distances for the creation of clusterings. So, clustering techniques assume that there are subsets in the data that are similar or homogeneous. Simply it is called as a clustering. Okay. One approach for the measuring the similarity is through the distance measures using the different matrices. So, few distance measures used in the clusterings are Euclidean distance, Minkowski distance, Jaccard similarity coefficient, and cosine similarity. These are the different similarity measures are there. Based on the similarity measures, we are going to divide the data into different subsets. So those subsets are having the similar behavior elements. Simply this process is called as a clustering. Okay. So here we are going to use the different distance measures. Okay. One of the distance measures are Euclidean distance, Minkowski distance, Jaccard similarity coefficient, cosine similarity. So now we will see the what is meaning of Euclidean distance. The Euclidean distance is nothing but a, suppose here we are having the 2 points are there. For example, A is 1 point and B is 1 point. Okay, there are the 2 points are there. The coefficient of this one, the points are x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2. The points are x1 and y1, x2 and y2. Suppose you want to find out the distance between these 2 points. Okay, here the formula is square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So based on this formula, we are going to find out the distance between the 2 points. Okay, simply this formula is called as a Euclidean distance. So Euclidean distance is the radial distance between the two observations or records. If there are many attributes are there, like here attributes are nothing but features, then the distance across all the attributes is calculated to find out the distances. So here the Euclidean distance between the two observations are like x1 is one observation and x2 is also it contains n number of features. Okay, then it can be calculated as d1 of x1 comma x2 equal to square root of xi1 minus xi2, okay, whole square. So this is the formula to find out the Euclidean distance between the two observations like x1 and x2. Okay, so this is x1 and x2. There are two observations are there. For these two observations, we are finding the distance between the 2 points. Distance of d of x1 comma x2 equal to square root of sigma of xi1 minus xi2 whole square. So like that we are going to find out the distances, where xi1 is the value of the ith feature of the first observation and xi2 is the value of the ith feature of the second observation. Okay. So like that we are going to find out the distances. Now, for example, the distance between the two customers. So here customer 1 and customer 2 are there. So here the customer 1 and customer 2 having the two features like age and income. Age and income. There are two features are there for each customer 1 and customer 2. So now we are going to find out the distance between the two customers is called as a. So here age it contains first of all, for example, customer 1 is there, customer 1 of age 1 and income 1 is there. They are the features of the first customer, and the second customer is there. It contains age 2 and income 2. Okay, now we are going to find out the distance between the first point and the second person. Okay, so here the distance is going to be find out as age 1 minus age 2 of the second customer whole square minus income of the first customer minus income of the second customer whole square. So like that we are going to find out the distance between the two customers for the two features. Now other distance metrics are like we are having the different metrics are there. One is Minkowski distance, Jaccard similarity coefficient and cosine similarity. They are the best other one of other distance metrics are. So here we are having the different important metrics are like Minkowski distance, Jaccard similarity coefficient in distance and cosine similarity. They are the best other than the Euclidean distance measures. Okay. Now Minkowski distance. It is the generalized distance measured between the two observations. Okay. And the Jaccard similarity coefficient is the measure used between when the data is qualitative, especially when the attributes can be represented in the form of a binary form. Okay. There, at that time, we are using the Jaccard similarity coefficient. And then cosine similarity. In this, we are using the x1 and x2 are two n-dimensional vectors. Then it is measured the angle between the two vectors. So this is also called as a vector space model. Okay. So there are the three different models measures are there in order to find out the similarity between the two attributes. Now we will see in detail of the Minkowski distance. So the distance metric is generalization of the Euclidean distance and Manhattan distance matrix is simply called as a Minkowski distance. So it is one of the generalization of Euclidean distance and Manhattan distance. Okay, it determines the similarity of the distance between the two or more vectors in the space. In machine learning, the distance metric is calculated from the Minkowski equation is applied to determine the similarity of the size. So suppose here this is the plane that contains two points are there. This is A point and for example this is point A and this is a point B. And suppose you want to traverse from A to B. Okay, then there are two types of metrics distance measures are there. One is a Manhattan distance. One is a Manhattan distance. The Manhattan distance is nothing but here the entire space divided into different blocks. Each block contains suppose this is one block. Okay, this is one block. Each block contains 1 unit distance. Okay, so here all these are in the form of a squared distance. Okay, squared distance only. Each block size contains 1 unit vector, 1 unit. Okay, now suppose if you want to traverse from the A to B, if you want to find out the Manhattan distance between the A to B, you have to traverse in the form of a squared orthogonal distance, orthogonal blocks only. Okay, that means here the red block and yellow lines or blue lines or paths are represent the traveling along the orthogonal city blocks. Simply the type of thing is called as a Manhattan distance. So suppose you want to traverse from this A to B, whether you can traverse any direction. So here this is one way. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. The distance between the A to B is 12 is there. Okay, now so that means it can traverse the 12 blocks. Each block contains 1 unit distance. So 1 and 1. Okay, 1 unit distance. This is a traverse from 1 unit distance, and it traverses 1 unit distance, and it traverses 1 unit distance. It traverses 1 unit distance. So you have to find out the sum of all the unit distance from the source to destination. So if you sum up all the things, so then it becomes the Manhattan distance. So 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So like that we are going to have the different metrics are there, measures are there. Okay. So this is the way we have to find out the things. And one more thing that is called as a green path is there. The green path is called as a, here this is the coordinates from the A block and A point, and this is the coordinates from the B. Okay. So we want from traverse from A1 A of x1 y1. Okay, and B of x2 y2. There is a straight line is there. That straight line gives the Euclidean distance. So that is simply the path is called as a green path. So the formula for the green path is Euclidean distance square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. So simply that gives the Euclidean distance formula. So based on these two formulas, Manhattan distance and Euclidean distance, we are going to find out the Minkowski generalized form. So it is also removed as the p norm vector, which represents the order of the norm. So it allows the addition of the parameter p that enables the measurement of the different distances that are to be calculated. Okay, here the formula to calculate the perfect distance matrix. Okay, like that is called as a d of distance between the x comma y. So you are going to, this is the first point and this is the second point. Distance between the 2 points y, x and y equal to sigma of I equal to 1 to n mod of xi minus yi mod p, okay, mod yi power p whole power 1 by p. So that gives the generalized form of the corresponding distances. So here, suppose for example, if it is a Manhattan distance, okay, that is a p x, here p equal to 1, p equal to 1. So that means the distance between one block to other block is a 1 unit distance, is there 1 unit, okay, that is called as a p equal to 1. So that means the point, but one point to other point is the distance between one point to other point is 1 unit distance. So if you substitute that 1, okay, what happen our equation now? Sigma I equal to 1 to n mod of xi minus yi, p nothing but 1, okay, whole power 1 by p, 1 by p nothing but 1. So simply it is equal to sigma of I equal to 1 to n mod of xi minus yi, okay, simply it is called as a Manhattan distance. That Manhattan distance is in the form of a generalized form like this, okay. And also coming to that is equal to p equal to 1, that is simply called as a Manhattan distance. So with p equal to 2, that means here the distance between this point 2 and for example this point to this point, you have traversed in a like this, okay. So that at that time you are using the formula is equal to, this is x1 and y1 for example, and this is the formula x2 y2, this is the second point, this is a point, and this is a point b. So at that time you are using the formula called as a x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square, okay. This is your Euclidean distance. So at that time we are using the distance p value equal to 2, okay. If you substitute the p value equal to 2 here, what happens? Sigma of I equal to 1 to n mod of xi minus yi whole power p nothing but your 2, okay, whole power 1 by 2. So simply that is equal to square root of sigma of I equal to 1 to n mod of xi minus yi whole square. Simply like that, this is nothing but a Euclidean distance, okay. Now if p equal to infinity for subscribing distance, okay, that gives the maximum distance along with the axis in a given space, okay. Like that we are going to represent all the different formulas in a one simple formula. Simply that formula is called as a Minkowski distance. So that is called as a d of x comma y equal to sigma of I equal to 1 to n mod of xi minus yi power p, okay, whole power 1 by p. Now we are going to see the other matrix is called as a Jaccard similarity coefficient. So Jaccard similarity coefficient is also known as a Jaccard index, is a statistic to measure the similarity between two data sets. It is measured as the size of the intersection of the two sets divided by the size of their union, okay. Now here the two sets are there, okay, that is a set A and set B is a set A and set B is there. This is the set A and this is set B. Now Jaccard coefficient is equal to intersection of A comma B, intersection of A comma B by union of A by B, union of A comma B. Simply that is called as a Jaccard coefficient, okay. For example here the set A is contains, for example set A equal to 1 2 3 4 and B equal to 3 4 5 6. Now the intersection of A comma B is nothing but a 3 4 elements by total number of elements, that is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6. So that means here that it contains two elements are common elements are there out of 6 elements. That gives the your Jaccard coefficient, okay. Suppose if A equal to 1 2 3 4, okay, 5 are there, and suppose B also contains the same elements 1 2 3 4 5. Then at the time A by A Jaccard index equal to intersection of A comma B, that is A comma B is nothing but all the elements like 1 2 3 4 5, okay. And then union of A comma B, that is also contains same elements like 1 2 3 4 5. So it gives the 1, that means the Jaccard coefficient equal to 100%. Now for example two sets A and B are the A and B are there, then Jacobi similarity is to provide by the Jacobi similarity J of A comma B equal to mod of A intersection B by mod of A union B. So simply that gives the Jacobi similarity. So where A mod A mod A intersection B is the cardinality size of the intersection of the set A and set B. Mod A union B is the cardinality size of the union of set A and set B. Okay, simply by using that one, we are going to find out the Jacobi similarity. So the Jacobi similarity is also known as a Jacobi's index or Jacobi coefficient. Its value lies between the 0 and 1. Where 0 means that no similarity and the values get closer to 1 means increasing the similarity. 1 means okay, both are having the same sets. So like that we are going to have the different values for the Jacobi similarity. The value equal to 0, that means there is no similarity between the set A and set B. If it is closer to 1, okay, then there is more similarity is there. The value equal to 1, that means both are the same sets. Now we are going to see the other thing that is called as a cosine similarity. The cosine similarity between the two non-zero vectors. So a vector is a single dimensional okay, single vector, okay, that is called as a numpy array. And cosine similarity is a measure of similarity often used to measure the documents similarity in the text analysis. So now here we are going to use the formula for it to find out the cosine similarity, that is equal to mod of A dot B by mod A into mod B, mod A into mod B, that gives the cosine similarity. So now with this we are going to find out the cosine similarity between the two vectors. Okay, so here A and B are called as a vectors. A dot B is the dot product of the A and B. It is computed as the sum of the elements element wise product of A and B. And here mod A is nothing but a L2 norm of A. It is computed as the square root of the sum of the squares of the elements of the vector A. So like that we are finding the similarities of the different objects with the help of distance measures. In the next video I am going to discuss about the K-means clustering algorithm. If you have any questions or doubts, please leave them in the comments box. Okay, in the next video I will try to address those issues. Okay, thank you for watching our video. Thank you. If you like the video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.